and all fell apart. September 2008, the markets fell to a crashing halt. Mortgages went belly up, went up in smoldering flames. Entire retirement funds gone in the blink of an eye. And jobs, unemployment soared, loans defaulted, lives were changed forever. I, for one, was particularly hit hard by this recession. My father, he lost his job in the early stages of the recession, and my family was heartbroken. Now, we weren't the only ones suffering from this great recession. For you see, millions upon millions of Americans have suffered from the same travesties and tragedies of this 2008 financial crisis. This financial crisis that has erupted from an overly ecstatic U.S. housing bubble from early 2006 to 2007. And many individuals are still struggling to recover from its repercussions to this day. So now, today, almost a full decade removed from its initial impact, let us uncover and discover its lasting legacy on the United States economy, on domestic politics, and on American family life. Let's begin, shall we? So let's start off with the economy. You hear about the economy a lot, and you hear about it for a good reason. Let's talk about a term that you might hear thrown around in regards to the economy. GDP, gross domestic product, the total financial value of all the goods and services produced in a specific time within a specific country. And in 2008, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, it was falling fast. You see, there is a reduction in demand for goods as people were purchasing less and saving more as they perceived themselves to be poor. And they were indeed poor. And thus, less demand effectuates less supply. But this hurt companies, and companies made less money, so they had to cut costs. And that means cutting wages and cutting employees. They threw these employees overboard, basically, so that they themselves could stay afloat. And this is where the real problem was. For you see, when you have spending, right? One man's spending is another man's salary. So when you cut spending, you're cutting another man's salary. So you might be wondering, why didn't someone or a group come in to play and try to prevent or mitigate the exact how serious this situation was? Well, let's talk about the political and business aspects of things. And for this information, I found the help of a book called The Politics in the New Hard Times by two Cornell researchers by the names of Miles Kaler and David Lake. Basically, they listed two points. So we have the first point, which sounds like a good point, but may not be once you look further into it. You have austerity, which is basically limited government spending, but that also means limited spending for programs such as Social Security, healthcare, and education. So you have to choose your cards here. Would you rather have less of those or less debt? And then we also have moral hazard, which is basically a situation in which there's lack of an incentive to guard against risk as well as protect from its consequences. And I'll name one specific example here. Credit rating agencies, they gave egregiously risky and unlikely to be paid mortgage packages extremely good scores for their own precarious benefit. And this was terrible. But they got away with it scot-free as they claimed it was their own opinion. And thus, many American citizens were hurt. And this brings us to our next point, American family life and families. You know, American families and American citizens in general, the average Joe, you and me, we seem to be getting a lot of the consequences that the upperclassmen, the higher aristocrats seem to always come. And let's talk about the children here. The children. For you see, according to the Atlantic magazine as well as the New York Times magazine, Generation Zers as well as millennials will be the first generation in a long time to grow up in a financial situation worse than that of their parents. And you see, that means a whole lot less opportunity for these children and for their future, which is terrible. But on a brighter note, we also do have some good news, which is the fading of gender roles, typical gender roles, historical gender roles in households. As you can see in this graph, from 2007 to 2009, male unemployment rose drastically from 4% to 11%. Women unemployment rose as well, but not to the same extent as male unemployment. Of course, this means that there are a lot of stay-at-home dads, and This can possibly lead to an influx of women who had previously been in the workforce entering and hopefully recouping some of the lost wages of their spouse. So let's tie up all the loose ends here. In conclusion, 325 million Americans have been affected by this Great Recession. And it has been a long road, a long, strenuous, tiring road. It was a lot to handle, and it still is today. May future generations never forget the financial, political, and family life consequences that this Great Recession effectuated. May they learn from our mistakes so that they themselves can have better lives. It's for the better.